Unlocking marital bliss.
It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and I'm just so pleasured and honored that I can be around here and I can be able to host Unlocking Marital Bliss with Miss Iris Rod. It's always a pleasure to be here. I am here to ensure that you guys can have the best. We do appreciate your feedback from all over different countries, even Uganda in particular. That's where we begin, but we hear your response from Malawi, from Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, yeah, that's Tanzania, from Kenya, from South Sudan, from DRC, from Zambia, Zimbabwe. Man, we really do appreciate your feedback. We are reaching out and telling you how to enjoy your marriage, how you can succeed at enjoying. And we are grateful to God for this opportunity because we're recording this from the prestigious Fairway Hotel in Kampala, the best of the best you can find in this place. And I am just so honored. I'm very happy, very excited. I'm enjoying my life in God. You see, without Him, you cannot enjoy life. So Christ is everything. That's why with our ministry here, with our words coming out, we emphasize Christ because without Him, you can't have a good marriage. You can't succeed in marriage. So we don't try to teach you this and the other. We try to bring Jesus to be at the center of your marriage so that you can succeed, so that you can win. And you're only failing because He doesn't take center stage. But when He takes center stage, you win like we do. That's how it goes. And tonight, I'm so glad that actually I have my usual suspect in the house. One of my usual suspects is in the house, and I'm so glad that we are going to be able to flow very well with him, and we're going to have a good discussion. Through discussion, we are able to learn, okay? So we're going to have a good discussion with our usual suspect, and we want to find out something that I want to tell him before I even let you guys know. He's going to know it before I let you know, okay? First of all, I want to welcome you to this set, my usual suspect.
I am so honored to be on set yet again.
So honored to be on set, yes,
Yes.
yet again.
Yes.
Brian,
Yes, sir.
how long have you been married?
17 years.
17. Man, you're running. You're running. That's awesome. 17 years of marriage. And you're doing great. And today, let me tell you what we're going to discuss, okay? We have something very special today. Of late, all over social media, in our settings out there, there's been a cry. Men are crying. Men are in tears. They're pleading. Marriage has become so unbearable. We can't handle marriage anymore. We need people to support us because we men are being destroyed. Women are killing us. Everybody supports women. Nobody supports us, the man. When it comes, a woman can raise an allegation and everybody's going to believe them and all this. But we love the women, but they don't know how to love us. And all this talk. So how about we discuss on how to love a woman? Considering the background, okay? In fact, there's some story in the media that is talking about some gentleman whose wife allegedly, and all this cause everyone is considered innocent or assumed innocent until proven guilty, did some stuff in the home, and then, we men, we're being accused of what we don't do and all these. And I thought, do men really know how to love a woman? Do men understand what it means to love a woman? Well, Michael Bolton came up with something, when a man loves a woman. Does Michael Bolton even know what it means to love a woman? How do you love a woman? What is this thing? It's going to be a question. I want to find out. I want to discuss. Is it really true? Are these tears of man crocodile tears? Or these are some genuine tears? Men are really facing it rough. I want to hear from you. We want to discuss.
Thank you. That's a very wide topic, I would say.
Yeah.
But let me start like this.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter, men go through hell in marriage.
Okay.
It's just that when they come out on social media, personally, I don't like social media.
Yeah.
The reason is people vent on social media. They never seek for solutions. They never seek for remedies for any kind of trouble they're going through.
Yeah.
Instead, they vent. You'll know someone has lost someone through social media.
Yeah.
You know someone has been chucked through social media. You know someone is going through a phase through social media. I've seen a statement one put, "I'm hungry," on social media. I mean, so there's a lot going on. But the truth of the matter is that by the time a man comes out on social media and says men are struggling,
Yeah.
men are being defeated,
Yeah.
it's the truth.
Yes.
They don't have anywhere to vent.
Anywhere to vent.
And today, on my part, I want to identify to you, Pastor, some of the things that we go through personally that because of the ego we have as men, we will never say. I will come out, I'll shine, go home, and sit in my corner and be like a little baby. Let the woman rule the home and ride the home and dictate everything she wants to dictate. When I come out here, I'll be like I'm the man. I got it all together. But the truth of the matter, I'm struggling in that home.
Truth of the matter, I love the way you've started it. Yes, many men are struggling. Many men are not opening up. They're not talking. And they believe that if I remain silent, then it's going to be okay. And then, like you've mentioned it, so they go out there, do whatever, then come back home and sit down and go quiet. They don't have a clue. Maybe this is what I would say and believe. Such a state is there, but how do you come to that point?
Now, I thank you for raising the question, how do you love a woman?
Yeah.
Let's go back in the beginning of when you see someone. Now remember, a man and a woman have two different opinions on who they want to seek. For instance, a woman would probably give an example of Jesus himself. I want a man who is caring, who provides security, who will lay down his life for me, who will be there when I call them. I will feel safe. They will provide. They love my family. They love everyone that I bring. They will meet every need that I propose. Now, that example, if you look at it critically, they are describing Jesus.
Absolutely.
Now, a man on this flip side is saying, I have baggage. I'm tired. I am working hard. I need someone who can cook for me, who can sweep the house, who can have sex with me, who can understand me, who will not bother me when I'm going out with my buddies, coming back anytime I feel comfortable. You know, they are looking for a maid. Now, look at the challenge we have. This one here is looking for Jesus. This one here is looking for a maid, in quotes, helper. But actually, they don't know what they need because they have never understood what love is.
Thank you.
The abundance of love, in my simple understanding, is the outpouring of God's grace or God's goodness to another because I've already received it.
Yes.
I don't engage in relations. That's what the Bible says, don't arouse it before you're ready for it.
Yes.
Because it entails sacrifice.
Yes.
It entails getting the best from the other person, giving the best to the other person at your expense. That has to happen. But see, I have so many needs within me that are craving. Most men enter relationships because of sex. Most men.
Yes.
Others is status.
Yes.
Everyone is converging to this woman. She's a beautiful knockout woman. She is a standout.
Yes.
Everyone wants to date her. So why don't I beat everyone? So they go in, overcome everyone, and then the relationship starts.
Yeah.
So because he has some money, they never go through the stages of understanding what they have been given. Who has started this office? Who started it initially? Who does it talk about? Well, who is love? Because love is a person. It's not a feeling.
That's true.
So because they have money, they set the dates. Everyone is so happy. I mean, look at the weddings. We are so excited. We'll get the best car. You get the best decorator in town. You get the best gown. People flying from abroad for just 6 hours, probably. Maximum 8. But there is a whole lifetime
to leave.
So a man has begun on the wrong foot.
Thank you.
See how I'm building it?
Yeah.
That's why we do not know how to love a woman. I'm going to come back as we're talking, and I'm going to show you why we fail, how we failed as men through experiences.
Yes.
How the woman has taken the lead. And this is not to say that the woman is behind or she's supposed to be in my shadow. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, when God brings this office, he believes we are equal.
Yes.
He knows we are equal.
Yes.
But there is the responsibilities that he's given naturally as God himself to a man and to a woman to both play a role, not in terms of how we define offices here, but in terms of responsibility. So we enter this thing, we have no idea about love, and then the struggle begins. Yes. Now, because we are so intentional, now I put that in quotes, intentional without knowledge. We are so intentional to love this woman to health. We have committed. In fact, I made promises. I will provide for you. I will nurture you. I will secure you. I will be available. Now, that word available, when it comes to misunderstanding love, that is where some of the troubles begin. Okay. Let me give you an example. I know of people where the woman will dash into the office, burst into the door, doesn't even ask for permission, because she's your friend. Yes. Goes through the office, he's probably in a meeting. Yeah. And she'll say, I need to talk to you now. Now, because the man does not understand what love is, he'll quickly shut the meeting down and go attend to his wife. Yeah. And guess what? The topic is irrelevant. The woman doesn't seem to have tomatoes to prepare dinner. She doesn't want to withdraw money on the account. She probably even has the card. Yeah. But because she told you yesterday, you are the one to go and withdraw the money. Leave it for me. I don't have time to go to the bank. So that business goes to halt a meeting that would probably help in the provisions at home or running the business. You stop the meeting, come out to sort tomatoes, simply because you do not know how to love this woman.
Brian, I appreciate what the foundation you're laying out. You stop a meeting, you go to settle tomatoes because you don't know how to love this woman. And you mentioned that love is not a feeling. Generally, most people believe that love is a feeling, and this is where they have gone wrong. This is where they have failed. And when it comes to us as men, we think love is a feeling. So you think every time you feel something towards somebody, then that's love. But love is not a feeling. It's a person, it's a doing word, it's responsibility, it's reaching out. And you mentioned that before I start with my needs. I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. Both male and female have needs. Yes. But all these needs should not be pursued. They have to discover love. What love is, who love is. When love comes in, then these needs actually just disappear. They dissipate and are no more because love takes over, and then you are able to discover which one can come in when and how to handle this. So when you mention it the way you've said it, that most men show up.
Yeah.
I'm in a meeting. Well, I told you yesterday you didn't do this. There's something behind that, Brian. I told you yesterday, and men watching us right now are like, Brian, you hit the nail. Yeah, that's it. That's how it goes. Yeah, can you imagine a woman gets me out of a meeting to tell me stuff that doesn't matter? We talk about tomatoes. How do you tell me about tomatoes when I'm in $1 billion meeting deal? Come on. But this is the problem most men don't understand. When she shows up in a meeting, remember, you failed. You don't even know what love is. You were moved by how you felt. Okay? You don't know what it means. You swore things you don't even understand. I'll be with you. I'll provide. I'll never let you down. I'll be there. You don't even understand, because all that talk is just to see how you can quickly jump in bed.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
How you can quickly jump in bed. So you don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're going. So like you mentioned earlier on, most men get to a point whereby they do not talk. They don't know how to communicate. Now, not knowing how to communicate, they rise up in fear. They're full of fear. So fear is at the base. This is what people need to know. When there is no love, there's going to be fear.
First pause right there. Let me bring understanding, because being a man here, there's a representation that I'm representing right now. You talk about fear, or the negativity of not knowing love.
Yes.
Results into fear.
Into fear.
But listen, I'm the one who went out and proposed to this girl. I wasn't afraid. I have met her needs. She dictated that I should be a man that provides. Ask her if I've not provided. Every time she comes to me, I provide. When she says that we need to go this direction, I bring in that's not fear.
You see, Brian, people don't understand fear. And this is where most men don't understand. That is not fear. I love the way you've put it. It appears to be clean boldness.
I'm bold.
But you see, you can be bold without love. Okay? You can be bold without love. You're just being arrogant. And this is something people don't understand. You're just being arrogant. It's not love.
But Pastor Cyrus, I've not beaten her. I don't shout at her.
Yeah.
In fact, I allow her to exercise herself. That's loving.
You allow her to exercise herself.
Yes, I mean, I am man enough to
I have a question. Then what causes her to come and bump into my meeting?
She just has bad manners.
She has bad manners.
Some women out there are just bad mannered.
Brian, okay.
You provide for her. You take care of her. Not just her, in fact. You take care of her family.
Okay.
You pay the fees. She's working, but you don't ask her for her money. You take care of her car. You take care of her needs, her hair, her clothes. That's confidence. I mean, I'm confident in my skin. I allow you to be you.
Brian, you're just escaping from responsibility, and you claim, I allow you to be you. You're escaping, you're avoiding communication. You're avoiding interaction. You're avoiding a relationship. So what do? I allow you to be you. I give you money. I give you a car. I give you a house. I give you... what you're doing is you're running away from intimacy because you don't know how to do it. The longer you stay, you may be found out. The longer you stay, because when you started befriending this girl, you came with a mask. You put up an image. You projected an image of who you're not. Why did you project the image? I am able to do this. I'll do this. Because you knew if you came as you, you're empty. You don't have love. So deep inside you, you are empty. And you know, I'm going to be rejected from the word go if I come the way I am. So what do? You sell that you sell an image. I'm wealthy. I can do this. I can do ABC. I'll be there for you. You sell a portrait of Hollywood.
Let me ask you.
Acting love. And you don't know love. You know, Hollywood acts love, but they're losers at love.
Let me ask. So in this generation, I hear you, but in this generation, when you tell a man, how do you love a woman? What's the best explanation they're going to give you? I'm going to be there for her. I will take her for trips. I will buy her a car. I will do her clothes. I mean, the dictation has already come. So, in understanding, is we actually don't know how to love.
No, thank you. Because do you know all that stuff you've mentioned, eh? The government can do all that stuff. But the government doesn't love people. It doesn't love you. Because they are not created to love you. Do you get me?
Yes, I get.
It's like UN. UN can provide. The government will provide electricity. That's their mandate. They'll do the roads, not to love you. No, they're not seeking love. It's not about love. It's just a service. They do. You get me? But now, so when you come in as a man and you say, I provide, I do this, I do this. Okay, you're providing the gateway, you're doing all this. You're like the government, okay? So it's not love. It's just duties being served, okay? Because you all paid taxes, now I'm giving you your, your tax worth.
Okay, now I get
Now,
I get you when you say the government, because then that means I have to set certain laws to run in a home. Actually, not love. So
thank you. Now you're getting me, Brian. So you set laws to run in a home because you're operating like a government. I'm expecting some sex, and so I'm going to set laws. And then you call it love. No, you're just empty. It's not love. You're just running like a government. It's not love. Okay? And this is where many people actually miss it. They just set forth and they believe, yeah, this is what I'm doing. Yeah, I gave her a car. I gave her this. Why did she bump into the boardroom? When she, number one, she needed to be valued. And this is something most men don't realize. They believe if you give me a Range Rover, buy me a Mercedes, then surely I am valued. And many girls don't even know that, but sharp girls know what value is, okay? So to many, when they feel you give me a Range Rover, but you're never there, we never talk, we don't communicate, we don't connect. And when I'm talking, how do I feel that I'm not valued? When I'm speaking, you hardly listen, okay? Because in communication, I want to be felt, I want to be heard, I want to be seen. Now, when I'm speaking to you, I tell you, look over here, you need to come back early. My lover, you're my husband, you need to come back early. We need to do this, we need to begin planning. And what are you telling me? You ain't got time for me, you do this, you even ignore and you walk away. So when I'm not heard, I interpret it that I am not valued. Now I'll begin doing things to demand value.
now I like what I'm hearing, but then
And the things may be wrong, yes.
there's this aspect of a man, one, telling himself, if I love this woman, the way Pastor Cyrus is saying, she's going to step on my head.
Now,
There's a second thing of a man that has tried to love this woman. I'll give you a scenario. They probably want to buy land in a specific place.
okay.
And he asks the woman, please go see the place. So she goes, she sees the place. The price is good. And then she, takes a corner, goes sees another friend of hers. And the friend says, no, that place, they have so many thieves. I don't like that place. She comes home. After you've agreed, that's the place we're going to buy. And then she says, I don't like that place. And you ask her, so what's the reason? I just don't feel I like that place.
Yet there's a friend who...
Yet there's someone who spoke.
Thank you, Brian. Just give me a fist bump over here. Let me show you this. There's a friend who came in.
Yes.
If your wife doesn't have your ear, it's your responsibility. You don't blame her. If she doesn't have your ears, if your friend, if her friends, I've heard people say, if you're going to marry a woman, her friends are the board members. You've had that talk.
Yes, I've had that.
Her friends are the board members. And now here as a man, you begin blaming the so-called board members. When I married my wife, she had friends. And this is what y'all call board members, okay? But when I started speaking, her friends could not speak because I became a voice in her life. When she discovers the value I place on her, the love, because I know what love is, so I could demonstrate love, not just showing off like most men do.
Pastor Cyrus, what I hear today, they will say, Mommy Robbie is in her category. She came from a different tree.
These excuses, you see, you will never change what you excuse.
Oh, okay. You can say that again.
You will never change what you excuse. As long as you have an excuse in a situation or over a condition, that condition will never change because you have a reason why it should be there. You have a reason why it operates the way it operates. So it will never change as long as there's an excuse. So this is something we need to understand, something we need to embrace.
So what I'm hearing right now is, how do we love a woman?
How do we love a woman? When we come back in just a minute.
Oh my goodness.
Unlocking marital bliss. Unlocking marital bliss.
Alrighty, we'll be back. You're still watching Unlocking Marital Bliss with Miss Iris Rod. It's always a pleasure to be here. And when we took a break, there was a question. Brian raised it. How do you love a woman? How do you love a woman? And that's when we took a break. Brian,
Yeah.
I'm ready to answer that question. And this is what we've been discussing.
Before you answer, let me give you a picture, because I'm sitting in an office of a man
Of a man, yes, sir.
who is seeking help. Remember, your introduction said men are struggling, men are suffering, men are in pain, but they have no deflection. They have nowhere to release their information, their grievances.
Yes.
Now, this is what we've been taught in our African setting, how to love a woman.
Okay.
Because that's the pertinent question right now.
Yes, sir.
One, remember you talked about the board members. So I've taken this woman on. I have brought her into my house. Remember, I've already built my house. I make my money. She depends on me totally. They are set
Okay.
rules already, because you gave an explanation very well and I listened to it. This I'm providing, I'm like a government. A government has set rules. If you break them, you go to jail. Now here I am with this woman. I am loving her in the best way I know how. But remember, I'm competing with board members. When I tell her something, she goes and discusses with a board member. So I have to toughen up a little bit. In the African setting, a woman, you listen to them today. They say if a man is not tough a bit, it doesn't scare you a little bit, doesn't raise his voice a little bit, it doesn't love you. If it doesn't show that he is insecure of you being out late or with other men or with another friend, he doesn't love you. Probably he's cheating. So for me to maintain the love and the stability of that home, I have to raise certain laws. If they're broken, then probably it's time to forfeit this government, to let go of the system. You know, I would rather spend time playing golf than going home, because I'm struggling.
You see, Brian, the reason you're struggling,
The government is corrupt.
who's corrupted your government? You see, Brian, this is where the danger is. The reason you're struggling, and I've loved your presentation, the way you've brought everything out. Oh, yeah, I got to protect my territory. Yeah, Brian, you said it right. Yeah, because it's a discussion. Brian, you said it right. Take a look at this. So my wife has board members.
Yes.
Those are her friends. So every time I bring something, and they're single, the board members are single. So every time I bring something up, she takes it to the boardroom where the board members sit. Now, why don't you men ask yourself, why does she go to the boardroom?
She doesn't like listening. to wisdom. She's inconsiderate.
Nana, okay, I appreciate that answer. Doesn't like listening to wisdom. She's inconsiderate. Now take a look at this, Brian. I'll tell you the truth. She goes to the boardroom because communication is not healthy with you.
Maybe you need to break down communication, because the understanding of a man watching today is thinking, I just told her I have a meeting at 10. And you're telling me I have to change the diaper of this baby at 10, because that's the time the baby wakes up. And
You see, usually this is wrong. It's a woman fighting back, but it's wrong. If it's about, a woman can have a right to knock and walk into the boardroom, whatever $1 billion meeting you're having. She has a right to walk in when she's your wife. Okay? But it should depend, okay, on what reason exactly is happening. Okay? Changing diapers, buying tomatoes, and whatever.
because I just communicated, I said I have a meeting at 10. So what is communication?
You spoke. You get it? Remember what I told you. Such behaviors are forms of vengeance.
Okay.
Many men don't realize, they think when you speak and she keeps quiet, you're communicating.
Okay. Let me throw another spanner in the works right there in communication. So this woman is angry. You said she's angry and she's fighting back, which is fine. Why wouldn't she tell me before I leave that, you know what, I don't feel your input with the child? Or please help me with the child. Or let me wait after your meeting. Please come back quickly and help me with the child. How about that? Why not?
That's a mature level. That's a woman who has matured. That's a great wife. You get me? And that woman never matured by accident. No, you had a role to play as the husband, as the lover. You know, love is what causes people to grow.
Let's go slowly here, Pastor. You are saying things that a man today right now watching is new. They are new to him. Yeah. He's just experiencing it the first time. Okay. They know they've been loving. They know how to love.
Yeah.
And now you're saying, you're taking it deeper, that me loving her is an input to mature this person.
Yes.
Now, okay.
Not only the person, but even the relationship.
Okay. So if we go back to this man suffering,
yes,
if you listen to them,
yes,
he will sit and tell you, when I met this woman, I gave up so much. I sit with her every evening when I get home. I ask her how her day was, and she'll throw in so many things that are not going right. And after listening, I tell her, you know what, okay, tomorrow I'll send you maybe 500,000 to see how you can sort out the business, maybe input, and try to make it work better. Maybe can I get you someone who is in accounts that can help you? And then the response comes in quickly, hey, you think me, I don't have wisdom to do what I need to do. So if you listen to them, they've tried to, what you'd say, mature. But maybe what I need to understand from you is this love thing that you're saying, the love, how do you love a woman? The love that has matured this woman to a point that she is reasonable, she's responsive.
Not controlled by emotions.
So please, Pastor, for a man watching right now and thinking, I have done everything by the book. I've read books. I've seen my parents. They don't fight. I mean, they just, in fact, brought my mom to my dad, and he told that there are 10 points right now, rules in this home. Don't do this, don't do this. I'll provide for you. She doesn't even work. I have done the best I can. How then do you say, I don't love this woman to maturity?
I love the way you've presented. That's a very good approach. Take a look at what you said. You've done everything, and then when you bring something up, she goes, hey, so do you think I'm a fool? Do you think I don't have wisdom? Now, why is she fighting back? Why is she pushing back? she's feeling cornered. She's not feeling secure. You get me? She's feeling cornered. And the security comes out of the love. Most women, this is how we start. Most women, when you start a relationship, they believe, I am beautiful. I am beautiful. That's why the guy came for me. So I'm attractive. Oh, this is happening. He came for me. Now they mix a few things. One, they mix their beauty with their behavior.
I like where you're going.
They mix their beauty with their behavior. So now they believe you adore them because of their beauty. Now, when they go nasty, when they speak nasty, they don't expect you to tell them that is nasty. Stop it. They don't expect that because to them, that's interpreted as not love.
Not love. Now, I like where you're going with this. Yes.
So they don't expect correction because you're not their father.
Yes.
You're not their mama.
Please, women, don't turn off this dial.
They don't expect correction from you. So all they expect is you to listen and don't correct them. They go defensive. Why? They don't expect you to correct them. And why? Because they're afraid. Your correction means they're not beautiful. They're not acceptable to you anymore.
So that means that in the initial stages, I failed to wash her with the words.
In the initial stages, you never, because the Bible says when you love her like Christ loved the church, you got to wash her with the word, cleanse her, so show her the right thing. And I keep telling people, when I met my wife, first time, couple of dates, to me, I'm not a date person anyway. Couple of meetings, outings. We sat down and probably we began talking, and I tell her, hey, what you did is not proper. It was wrong. She looked at me. We were sitting in a restaurant, looked at me and said, hey, she had her purse on the table and looked at me and said, you do not have the right to tell me what is wrong and what is not wrong. You say it again, I'm going to walk out of here. She was mad. I looked at her. Remember, we've just started. Now, this is where most men lose faith.
Exactly. That's where I eject immediately. I said, no. This is not the woman for me. I mean, remember, I also have a board meeting. I also have a board members who I will tell the woman I took on an outing.
Thank you. Now, you have board members on both sides.
Yes.
Now, this is where the failure begins.
Exactly.
So she goes, I'm going to walk out on you. And because you're too afraid, you don't know what love is. You want to get in her pants. That's all you're looking at.
Yes.
But you've started, and you're too afraid that if she gets mad, you won't get in her pants. So what do? You're so afraid to be rejected. What do? Oh, I'm sorry, mommy. Mommy, I'm sorry. Whatever you want, whatever you say, anything goes. To you, anything goes. Now she picks it up from you. Okay, so this is how we relate. This is how this is gonna be. Okay.
That's where the suffering begins.
So I throw a tantrum, and then I'll manipulate, blackmail him into doing what I want. Into doing what I want. So that's where it starts. You are afraid, so the whole ball goes back in your courts. You're afraid, so you let it go. You let that behavior go. So when she says, hey, I need a Range Rover if you really want me, you go borrow money and give her a Range Rover. Now, when she turns really ugly, goes to her behavior goes and hits the top, you begin saying, oh, I am so bad. Nobody to help me. No. You set this whole thing up. It's your responsibility.
So let me get the understanding right. To give someone a car may not necessarily mean I love them.
No, I told you you're like a government. When the government gives you a car, it's part of the taxes. So this is the transaction most couples have. They're like government, government and citizens. I mean, give me something, I give you some.
So the understanding is that when I begin to sense that my relationship is becoming transactional, I should not blame the woman. I should look into myself as a man and begin to work backwards, to come back to the foundation.
Thank you.
To call this relationship back to the foundation.
Thank you.
And I don't travel alone. I need to get her, we move together.
Thank you.
And that's the hardest part. Because
Men will pee in their pants when you tell them that.
to tell you the truth, it is easy for us men to mask what we call love by applying ourselves through substance, through the things we can provide, through the help we can give. But there are two types of men. The first man,
Because I'm able to distract you from the real issue.
let me bring the second man that I wanted to talk about today in how to love a woman. The first man I talked about, the one who sets rules, the government.
Yes. Maybe just a sec.
Yes.
As you bring in that man, somebody will be asking, what happened when she said, I'm going to leave?
What happened when she said, because you experienced this?
I experienced it.
Yes.
I told her, I dare you.
Okay.
I dare you.
Does that work for every woman? Or it's just amazingly that our mother Robbie is amazing?
It's love. And love works everywhere.
So there's no variation of my woman?
No. That's nonsense. That's nonsensical.
It's a mess.
Oh, that's nonsensical. Then you're a mess. Clean her up. Who's supposed to clean her up? That's how a man loves a woman. You clean her up. That's your responsibility. She came out of you. She's your baby.
Process. I met this woman already haywire. She was crazy.
No, but then you were too stupid. You wanted to run into her pants instead of loving her first, helping her, clean her, break off this behavior. Maybe mama told her wrong. Tell her the right thing.
I mean, I've tried. Her family is a well-to-do family. When I tell my parents, her parents, they say, no. This woman is okay with.
No. You're totally weak. Why do you go to, what's her family? What's her family? What's a well-to-do family? I never married her family. I married her. And I'm going to take care of her.
That's the second man I want to bring. The one who is timid. There is one who sets rules and he says to himself, I will not love you, but I will do what I want. I'll come back at 5 a.m. Report me to your board.
That's a coward.
Report me to your, both are coward, but there are different variations. There is one who is very timid.
Okay.
The one that I want to bring right now to help so that they understand what love is. How do you love a woman when you're so timid? I met this woman. She's well educated.
Yeah.
I mean, went to the same school, but her grades were higher than mine. She performs really, really well. She does a very good job. I mean, probably I earn 3 million. She does 10, 15 million.
Yeah.
And when we sit at home, and I say, I think this Christmas we are going to spend it with this family. She says, no, I already made plans with my family. I already bought things. We are going this side. And the man I'm talking about right now is actually watching. Yeah. He's saying, well, children, let's go where mommy is comfortable. And things go on like that. I mean, he's called in a meeting. He's going in for a meeting. He's called on phone. Where are you? You left without even saying bye. Right. Can you turn your car and come back home? Otherwise, you'll find me gone.
Brand, that is not a relationship. That's disaster. Most men, that's disaster. That's a government system. It's about, it's so bad, okay, that a man is reduced to such a level. This is where I've had people take it that let a woman do whatever she wants if you want peace in a home. Yeah. That is defeatism. That is wrong. When I told my wife, I said, that's wrong. I told her, I dare you. She picked up her purse, stood up, walked out, majestically walked out, left me in the restaurant. I sat there all alone and people started giggling and doing all that.
Exactly. What does that do to you as a man?
To me as a man at that point, the first thing that came to me was like, ooh, this girl ain't worth it.
Yes.
This girl ain't worth it. How can she dare walk out on me? And God helped me realize, hey, it's called love. You told her the truth. And then she mixed it up. It's called love. And from there, I reached out to her. I never waited for her to reach out to me because I love her. I reached out to her because most men have become cowards. They don't know what love is. So they tell them, don't love a woman too much because she will. They don't even know what love is. When love comes, it comes. So what happens is this. I reached out to her, called her the following morning, and I said, hey, babe, how are you doing? Oh, I'm so good, like nothing ever happened. Because this is where the hypocrisy exists in many relationships.
Now, you see that disaster. First pause there, Pastor. I don't want you to leave that point. This woman has walked out.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm representing a certain group of
Yes,
men right
sir.
now. I bought her shoes, I bought her a phone, I bought her a car.
Yeah.
The first thing that's going to run in my mind is she needs to give me back my stuff. You see, that's a man that is the first one I talked about. He will call her and say, Nyabo, I need that car here. I'm sending someone to pick it. The shoes, the phone, everything that I've given you, I need it back. So you can walk your journey away from me.
Now, let me tell you, Brian, this is what is so clear.
We call that getting my love back. I need to get my love back. I mean, I've spent so much on this woman.
You see, Brian, this is, allow me to spell this word.
Yes.
I-D-I-D-I-O-T.
Okay.
I-D-I-O-T.
Yes.
You get me?
I get it.
Now, when you put those letters together, you get exactly the kind of man. You see, most times we think we are too smart, but we're just idiots. Number one, that is not love. You were trying to have a transaction and you lost. When you lost, you threw a tantrum. You're a little boy. You threw a tantrum. You're trying to have a transaction. You lost. They beat you at your game. And now you're trying to recover the little stuff you put in. Let me tell you what love does. Love is able to give you, not because it's going to get, but because that's its nature. Now, when you want your love back, you had nothing. That wasn't love.
My grandfather, my uncle, my father told me don't allow a woman to manipulate you. If she starts showing certain behaviors, put her in her place.
Where is her place?
I mean, she would find it. I don't know.
No, your uncle told you to put her in her place. We want to know where her place is.
Well, but you see what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
You see, men so many times, because we've missed the first bit of understanding what love is. Because love is...
We don't know what love is. Let me show you. Let me show you sacrificial.
Yes.
Let me show you the word. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I believe it's verse 11.
Yes.
It says, when I was a child, I thought like a child. I spoke like a child.
Yes.
I behaved like a child. Acted like a child. But when I became a man, I put childish ways behind me. Now take a look. When you become a man, that is growth in love. Manhood is growth in love. Manhood is not about your sexual organs or whatever. That's a physical body. Real manhood is not about your sexual performance. That's just outside. But I'm talking about the real you inside. It's about growth in love, understanding love. Okay? Because look at the two opposites. Listen carefully. The two opposites. A child and a man. There's nothing like adolescent. No. You're either a child or you're a man. And 1 Corinthians 13 is about love. So you're either a child or a man. That means everyone who fails to be a man is a child. Not an adolescent, some kind of word. That's just trash. He is a child. Look at this. A man. Everybody complaining about a man. It's childish behavior. Look at this. You're throwing tantrums because the woman never gave you sex. You're a child. The number one characteristic of a child is self-centeredness. They seek their own interests. Okay? Self-centeredness. That's a child. To them, it's about me, myself, and I. What about a man? A man, it's about love. I seek what is best for you at my expense, and that is manhood.
How about this man who has given his all? He feels he's given his all, but he feels manipulated by the woman. I'll give an example. He calls home and says, on Saturday, I have some colleagues coming over. They'll not take so long. They're coming at about lunchtime.
Yeah.
We thought we should come home and discuss from here, and then they go do their stuff. And she says, okay. Come Thursday to Friday, your wife says, my friends are coming over at lunchtime. I don't want you guys here. You guys take your stuff elsewhere. Now, in himself, he thinks, I've sought the best for you. I've been doing the best for you. When you ask me something, I try to do it. Now, here we are. I am telling you what is going to happen. And I've given you head start. But you're changing the ball game. And you didn't even give me prior, preparation to what is happening. How do you help that man understand the difference between loving this woman and giving her leeway and saying no also?
Men should learn to, you see, the whole thing is love.
Okay.
Love rejoices with the truth.
Okay.
Love hates evil. You get me? Love is not rude.
Okay.
What we call manipulation is actually also a form of being rude.
Yes.
Okay? To be rude is to be dishonorable. To act in a dishonorable manner towards another person. Okay? I came and told you this is how it's going to be. I've planned, you said yes. Then down the road, you flipped the coin. And then you said your buddies are coming in. You see, the thing is that we are failing at love. And now we are competing using other things. We are fighting using the things around us, using the board members, using the what, because the two of us are failing to connect. When the two of us fail to connect, we use the board members, we use the children, we use the money, we use the what, and we blame all that. But when the real battle is between us, so I am able to stand and say that, say no. I told my wife what you did was no. We met again, and she said, okay. I said, yesterday when you left, this is what I was correcting you about. She said, you do it again, I'm going to walk out. I said, you walk out, I will meet you, and I'll start from where we stopped the other time until you learn how to humble yourself, because humility is part of you being beautiful.
Yes, yes. The word I had right there was competition. And then through that, for you, you understand very clear. You understood clearly that we are not competing.
We are not competing because, you see, fear is what brings in all these perceptions. Fear. You approach me, and then you question my plan, then I feel attacked.
Yeah, and yet it's not about you.
It's not about me. It's about all of us. How can this help all of us as a family, as a union?
What you're saying, for me to understand how to love a woman is I need to be able to communicate without feeling attacked. I need to be able to communicate God's love minus my emotions, my feelings.
Your feelings gotta be set aside and first understand what love is.
What if she throws tantrums right there? Like you said, she walked out. Now this one doesn't walk out. And says, I'm just not going to listen. I'm not going to listen.
She is not understanding love. She's going on the vengeance part.
So on my part, I need to be consistent.
You need to be consistent and firm in love. When she throws a tantrum, you throw a tantrum, both of you become stupid. When she throws a tantrum, she's becoming stupid. Don't become stupid. Be the wise one. Don't act stupid stuff and demonstrate what love is. So, baby, you're throwing a tantrum. That doesn't work. In real love, this is what's happening. I understand your feelings are hurt, but we don't communicate like that. Let's bring love in the mix. Let's not operate based on our flesh, based on how we feel. Let's look at what love is. You're being rude to me. How about that?
Let me ask, how long does this take? Because a man could be right now 5 years down the road. Huh? He's tried that. He's Probably said, you know what, let's change the atmosphere. Let's go out. Let's sit at the beach. Let's talk about this. Yesterday, I called out the wrong you did, and you also called out the wrongs I did. And we are both calling out the wrongs we are doing. Okay, I apologize on my part, the things I've not done. But here is the thing that I want us to deal with right now. Yes. No, first deal with what I told you. Then we'll come back to this. No. So we're having a back and forth.
That is the contest now, because the union is failing. The best is to say, look over here, we have an umpire. And that's the word of God, God himself. So we are not just the two of us. Okay? So what does God say? What God says in this situation is what we are going with. Okay. Let's get back to the word of God. When that is done, I'm telling you, Brian, love is there. There was a moment when my wife and I just met and we're not yet married. And that's how we used to talk. And one time she said, but you know what? Can we put the Bible aside and we just be human beings? And I said, when you put the Bible aside, I'll become a monster. You won't handle me. You won't connect with me, because I'll be everything evil and the worst nightmare you ever thought of. So please, let's keep the Bible in. It's the only one that can control me, that can put me in check. And she embraced it. But years later, she discovered and said, you know what? You really taught me good. And I do appreciate that, because she's a great woman now. And she told me, if you had let me pursue, manipulate you, and just throw tantrums and you submit, it would be bad.
If I use my hand to correct this woman a bit, that's not loving her.
You're being stupid.
If I back at her a little bit, that's not loving her.
You're being stupid. You see.
If I buy a Range Rover to calm her down, I mean, she's been...
You're being manipulative. You're being that ain't love. You're being manipulative.
So the abundance, what you're saying is the abundance of love brings these other things, the nice things.
They bring the nice things. The nice things don't bring love.
Okay. So the nice things I'm doing for this woman, I've been there for her, I've been protective, what.
Governments can do all of that. Okay. So I guess we got to get out of here.
No.
Because I've been told I better get out of here. Okay.
I'll have one more question.
Yeah.
For a man watching today and thinks that, well, you've taught well, I've understood that probably I don't have love.
Yeah.
I have missed a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Now, our relationship is like this. We don't seem to meet eye to eye. If I don't give her the money, we can't seem to talk. Okay. How do you help such a one?
Call her, just the two of you, okay, and tell her, I know I've done some things that you may have misread or maybe were wrong, and I've never repented of them. Today, I want to tell you something. Please show me everywhere you believe I am wrong, and I'm taking this relationship down to the drain. Please open yourself up to her and give her that opportunity. You'll begin from there. Oh my goodness, we got to get out of here, Brian. Oh yeah, you had it. How to love a woman. My goodness. How does a man love a woman? I better put a pause to it. We'll continue from there. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Unlocking Marital Bliss with Miss Cyrus Rod. And Brian, thank you for coming in. It's always a pleasure. And remember, marriage is easy, ignorance is hard. See you next time, same time, at the only station, UBC.
Unlocking marital bliss.